starveebhaktitv సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి, లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి.
On a very interesting topic of relevance of Srimad Bhagavatam in our modern day life. You all might have heard one school-going girl recently jumped off and committed suicide. How many of you heard about that? Only few. Just recent information. If you read the news, why did that girl, probably she was in maybe 7th or 8th or 9th standard probably. Why did she consider jumping off from the 4th floor? Because she was bullied by a boy showing some video to her in the class. We are living in a society where bullying or teasing or ridiculing personally or in social media has become a very common thing in the modern times. So, although modern day people are focusing a lot on money making, but they have not given sufficient time for character building or adding value to life or man making, as we say. Externally we can achieve many successes. We can get a degree in IIT, IIM, we can go abroad, we can become millionaires or billionaires. But if we are hollow inside, that is like a tree without root. A tree without root cannot produce fruits also. And a tree without proper grounding on the earth, when there is a storm, the tree will fall away. So any building requires foundation. Any tree to remain strong in storm requires deep roots. Similarly, the inner strength comes from integrity, character, spiritual strength, all these things which are often neglected by people in the modern times, probably because they say they are super busy with many other things. So, you will see both the books, Srimad Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavatam, they both were spoken in an hour of crisis. They both were spoken in a time of storm, not time of calm. Some of you may have a question. Why did Lord Krishna speak the Bhagavad Gita in the battle? He could have peacefully spoken to Arjuna, his friend, when he was in Indraprastha palace, sitting at palace in a very cool moments. Krishna wants to teach the world that there will be storms in our life. It is not that there may be, there will be. In everybody's life, there is time of calm, there is time of storm. In Pune temple, Pune ISKCON, very close to our ISKCON Pune temple, there is a battalion, army battalion. Every morning these fellows get up, left, right, left, about, turn, left, left, like that they practice in the morning. So one of our brahmacharis was asking, hey, last 10 years they are practicing. What is the need? There is no war. He was telling. Every day morning they get up, they practice 3 hours, 4 hours. But when he told this point, 1 week later Kargil war came. And all these 200 soldiers who had practiced for 10 years, now they all came to temple, they are bowing down before the deity and they are praying. And I asked one of them, hey, where are you all going? They said, we are going to the border. We are going to fight a battle. I asked, when are you coming back? They said, not sure. You know, if we may die in the war or we may come back victoriously. So they practiced for 10 years, there is time of calm. Now the war had come, there is time of storm. In our life also, there are calm moments and moments which are having storm. I am sure every one of you here would like to have your life like a bed of roses. But life is not always a bed of roses. Where the roses come, there are also thorns. Because you can't say, I want only the rose, not the thorny bush. You can't do away with the challenges and difficulties and stressful moments that will come in our life, like this little girl, school-going girl, had to face. We all have to face it. But how do we face it? without collapsing, without, completely knocked off, or without suiciding like this. So that you will learn from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. When Arjuna was in an hour of, not that Arjuna was weakling, Arjuna was a very skilled warrior. If you want to know how powerful Arjuna was, one day Dronacharya purposefully entered the river and put his foot in the mouth of a crocodile and he screamed, "Save me, save me, save me!" He screamed. And all the Kauravas and Pandavas, everybody froze. Nobody could do anything. Everybody was trembling. My Lord, our master is in the grip of a crocodile. The only person was Arjuna, who took his bow and arrow. Immediately he cut off the neck of the crocodile. Next moment, the teacher Dronacharya laughed and came out of the water. He said, "I was just testing. How do you guys act in crisis? Did you collapse in crisis, or you swiftly have a reflex action in crisis?" So then he told Arjuna, "I am so pleased with you. Today I am going to confer upon you the Brahmastra." He taught him. Another day, Dronacharya wanted to teach something to his own son, Ashwathama. And he didn't want to teach that art to any other student. To keep all the students away, he got several pots and told the students, "Each of you take one pot and go to the river, fill it up with water and drink it, but make sure the water will be up to the brink. It should not be lesser. If it goes down, you should go and fill it up again." And intelligently what he did, he made a hole at the bottom, small hole. So the water, by the time you return from the river, it will be only half full. Then the students ran back to fill it up again. In this way, he kept all the students in bay, and he wanted to teach one art only to his son Ashwathama. Guess what Arjuna did? Arjuna saw there was a hole. He kept the pot on the ground and put an arrow, and the water was continuously filling the pot. He told his Guru, "Guruji, you wanted the pot to be continuously full, now it is full. Although there is a hole at the bottom, still I am keeping it full." He was so pleased with Arjuna. He said, "You are as good as my son. I am going to teach you and Ashwathama together whatever I wanted to teach." So, I told you a couple of incidents how Arjuna was one of the best students of Dronacharya. You all know about how he shot the eye of the wooden bird with full concentration. So Arjuna was not less skilled. He was very, very skilled. He was not less strong. He was very mighty. Indeed, he was the commander-in-chief of the entire army. In fact, there were 7 Akshavinis. For each Akshavini, he made one commander, and he was the chief commander. So you can imagine, Arjuna had nothing lacking. He was known for his archery. He is called as, Sabyasachi means ambidextrous, which means, he can fight holding the bow in this hand, he can hold the bow in this hand, and he can fight on both sides, he can fight. He was so expert. But what he lacked in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita was, he was not having clarity in decision making. Na chaitat vidmak kataranno gariyo yadvajaye maya divano jayeyu yane vahat partaditi vishamaste vastitha pramukhe dattarashtraha yadimama pratikaram ashastram shastrapanayah dhartarashtrangane hanyus tanme kshemataram bhavet. He said, "My dear Krishna, my dear Lord, I don't know whether I should establish dharma by fighting off all these fellows, or should I be killed by the hands and get defeated by them? I don't know whether Jayema or Jayayu, should I win them or win by them?" And then he said, "I feel like going into the war unarmed and allow myself to be killed by the opponents, instead of winning a royal kingdom tainted by blood." So he was very confused. See, when you are confused, you cannot go ahead in life. You need a confusion-free decision-making ability. You know, in Alice in the Wonder World, there is a story. This Alice is a little girl. She in her dream, she found herself in a forest, and she saw a cat sitting on a tree top. So she asked the cat, "I have lost my way. Can you tell me, should I go left, should I go right, or should I go straight?" The cat asked her, "Tell me, where do you want to go? What is your destination?" And Alice said, "That I have not decided." Then the cat said, "You can take any road you want. It doesn't make any difference." So if you don't know in life what do you want to achieve, then you will get nowhere. You surely get there, where? Nowhere. So that was Arjuna's situation. He was indecisive and stressed. His lips were drying up, body was trembling, he was shedding tears. He put his Gandiva down. He became completely weakened by his mind. His body was strong, but mind was weak. So Krishna taught him many lessons. In the Bhagavad Gita, you will find some of the lessons very relevant for the modern times. 4-5 lessons I can share with you from the Bhagavad Gita before I come to Bhagavatam. One of the lessons he said, Arjuna, in this world, failure and success, they both come in everyone's life. When success comes, how does a devotee behave? A devotee is pleasantly surprised. Oh, I got the first rank. I am not so smart to get the first rank. I think it is Krishna's joke that he made me get the first rank. And then now I got the first rank. Doesn't mean every time I will get. Maybe next month, the following month, somebody else may get. So the success is like an occasional visitor to your home. The Atithi comes once in a blue moon. So a devotee thinks that when success comes, it's all Krishna's wish, I got it. So a devotee doesn't become proud in success. A non-devotee thinks, I am the doer. He becomes very proud in success. He becomes very boastful. Then a person who gets first rank will also envy those who are getting second rank and third rank because he considers them his competitors. Isn't it? And also he makes unhealthy comparisons. And Krishna said, when failure comes, don't worry, because after the night comes morning. After the darkness comes the sunlight. After the winter season comes the summer. Like the changing seasons. Today if you fail to learn some lessons and go on with life, eventually you will succeed. Success and failure are two sides of the same coin. Everybody gets both the things. Even all the greatest of the winners, they didn't become winner without failing several times. So Gita teaches us to not become overly reactive to success and failure for one very important reason. What is it? In this world, we all come with empty hands, and we all leave this world with empty hands. A person who is dying, his body is covered with a cloth which has no pocket because he is not going to carry any currency notes. A child which is newly born is put a langoti has no pocket because it doesn't bring any money. Correct? You come with empty hands, go with empty hands. In between, you may get lot of things, leave lot of things. Why worry about them? This is like a sand castle that you create in a seashore. Your relationship with the seashore is one evening, that's all. And when it gets dark, your mom may say, come, let's go home now. You just dust off your hand and push off with the parents. So your relationship with the parents is 100 years. But your relation with the seashore is one evening. Similarly, our relationship in this lifetime, which is a small flash in the time span of eternity, is like one evening in a seashore, that's all. But our relationship with Radha Krishna, Lakshmi Narayan, Sita Ram, our eternal global mother and father, that is eternal. So Krishna teaches that your sambandha is with me, he told Arjuna. I am your friend, I am God, and you become a devotee, and your relationship with me is eternal. In this relationship, you will always be happy, peaceful. Because Krishna is happy. He is part and parcels, jivas, all of us, we should be happy too. Krishna was dancing on the hoods of Kaliya, he was smiling. Krishna was in the battle of Kurukshetra, he was smiling. Prahasanniva Bharata, it is said. You will never see Krishna morose anytime. He is always happy, cheerful. Then how can his devotee be unhappy? It is only possible for Arjuna to be unhappy because he was disconnected from Krishna. He was standing just 2 feet away from Krishna, but he was disconnected. But the moment he connected to the message of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna became pretty confident after that. So one message I told you. Another lesson Krishna teaches is to learn to see all equally. For example, some friend may praise you, some friend may insult you, somebody you may consider as a friend, somebody as an enemy. Krishna says, in all the bodies, the same type of soul is residing. So don't hate anybody and don't think somebody is a friend, somebody is an enemy. How? Say, for example, from a truck, from an aeroplane, from a Luna, from a Benz car, all the drivers get down and they come and stand in front of you, they will all look the same. But when they are boarding their vehicles, the vehicles look different. Isn't it? The vehicles look, no, aeroplane looks very huge, truck looks very big, Luna looks very small. So the smallness and bigness is all bodily consciousness. Don't look at the people's body and say, he is so-and-so is fat, so-and-so is black, so-and-so is thin, so-and-so is stout, so-and-so is tall, so-and-so is short. This kind of superficial identification is creating a lot of inferiority complex in society. Many people go by the external looks. And that is the reason the whole world is nowadays about doings, not beings. Are you a human being or are you a human doing? What do you think? How many of you say you are human beings? Raise your hand. Okay. How many of you think we are human doings? Really? See, doing means what? How much is your CGPA? What job you have? How much salary you earn? What car you travel by? What type of dress you wear? How popular are you? This is called human doing. So the more you very much focus on the human doings, there is going to be unhealthy comparisons. Human doing is all about superficiality, and human being is all about seeing the innate nature of the soul. For example, in this world, nobody is useless. Look at the cuckoo. Woo-hoo. It's a sweet voice. Look at the peacock, it can dance beautifully. Look at the cow, it can give milk. Look at the bull, it can till the land. Look at the horse, it can take you on a carriage. Everybody has some ability. But the modern day society falsely teaches you to see the superficial body, superficial achievements. So have an X-ray vision, Krishna teaches, to see Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Shupake Cha Pandita Samadarshinaha. Learn to see all jivas equally. Okay, somebody may say, if I have enmity with a friend, how I can see that person equally with another friend who is friendly with me? How do we see that? If somebody is yelling at you, shouting at you, fighting with you, they are also a divine soul. But currently they are drunken in Rajoguna Tamaguna. Do you take the words of a drunkard very seriously? Do you take? You don't take. The drunkard is a drunkard. Similarly, all the living beings are drunken in Rajoguna Tamaguna in Kali Yuga. Don't pay. You hear it like this and leave it like this. Don't take it seriously. You have to worry about what God thinks of you, what Guru thinks of you. So in this way in Bhagavad Gita, this is second lesson I told you. First lesson is Matra Sparashastu Kaunteya Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhada Agama Payino Anityas Tam Stitikshasva Bharata. Success and failure are like the changing seasons, or like the day and night. I told you how we rise above that. Because they are temporary phase of life. And it is a short, transitory, temporary situation, like making a sandcastle in a seashore, isn't it? Secondly, I told you about learning to see living beings equally. Yeah, actually, initially, we love only the family members. Then we love our caste people. Then we love our state people. Then we love country people. Then we love all humans. When we love God, then we love all. till then we have enmity with somebody. Right? Like I told you about Bhagavad Gita, Krishna taught many lessons in the Gita. I told you a couple of them. But I wanted to say something about the Srimad Bhagavatam, relevance of the Bhagavatam in our current life. Bhagavatam teaches us how to convert misfortune into good fortune. When you go to a garden, you can come back and say the garden is full of thorny bushes. Another person may say the garden is full of fragrant roses. So who do you think is true? First or second? Yeah? Both are true. Although both are true, one who is only seeing thorny bushes, he will only hurt his fingers. One who is able to see the roses can pluck the roses and make a garland and offer to Krishna. Even in misfortune, you can see good fortune. The misfortune of a person going to garden is it's full of thorny bushes. And the good fortune is the roses. In the same manner, one grew up, his mother taught how to see good fortune. How Dhruva converted his misfortune in his life into good fortune. You got to see because of one good mother, Suniti. So Suniti was not only just doing puja in the puja room, but she was deeply realized in the Bhagavatam messages. She exactly taught the child the right thing. So all of your mothers, fathers are sitting here. This has become a very important responsibility from your side to train your children. They are going to school, they have to face bullying, they have to face unhealthy comparison, teasing, and they have to face, because of the modern day, too much of social media. You can't run away from all this. You can't go to Himalayas. You have to live in society. But you have to build the inner strength of children, like what Suniti did with her son Dhruva. So, like this, there are many examples in Srimad Bhagavatam. Another example is Vidura. See, resolving conflicts and confusions. Anybody can guess what is this one? This is Kamsa on the day of Vasudev's marriage. He is taking his sister Devaki along with her husband Vasudev in the chariot. Suddenly he is hearing Akashvani. Oh, foolish Kamsa, don't you know? Devaki's 8th child will be the cause of your death. As soon as he heard the message, he immediately took the sword in the hand and wanted to cut off the head of Devaki. And Vasudev was shocked. See here? First he is riding the chariot of his own sister. Then he heard the Akashvani. Then he went on to cut. Vasudev stopped him. So and Vasudev was wondering what to do now. You know, if I take a sword and fight, then Kamsa's men will arrest me. And they will kill Devaki first and they will kill me later. But if I run away from this place, my wife will be killed. How to save the life of Devaki? This is a classical example of fight or flight. You know what is fight or flight? Vasudev cannot fight with Kamsa. Vasudev cannot flee away from the situation. So how do you think he acted? For example, any of you men working in the office, now because of the AI development, many offices are making the manpower, cut short the manpower. With less men, they want more work. You agree? How many of you agree? They want less men and more work. Say a new boss comes in your company. He wants you to work 14 hours a day. You want to punch on his nose. Can you punch? If you punch on his nose, he will throw you out. Can you give up the job and run home? Your wife will shout. She will say, how can you give up the job and come? Who will bring the money? So you cannot fight, you cannot do flight. In the same manner, if a girl is newly married and going to her in-laws' house, you know, she is not very happy with the mother-in-law. Often. She wants her mother-in-law to be like her mother, which may not be the case. So if she is angry with mother-in-law, she cannot run away from there and go back to her parents' home. Parents will be upset. If she is fighting with mother-in-law, then husband will be upset. So she cannot fight, she cannot do flight. So this fight-flight situation happens in everybody's life. Vasudev also faced it. Vasudev cannot run away, Vasudev cannot fight with Kamsa. So he patiently preached to Kamsa, tries to pacify in various ways. So Vasudeva told many things. It's a very long philosophy. But if you read the Bhagavatam 10th canto, you will get a lot of ideas in this. How we should have the composure, patience, tolerance in such situations to resolve the conflicts. Like for example, say you had a gold ring. When you went to take bath in a pond, the gold ring fell into the water. And you splash the water, where is my ring? Where is my ring? Then it becomes more muddy. If it is more muddy, can you find the ring? No. You just patiently sit back and wait for a short while. Then the dust settles, you will clearly see the ring below. Put your hand and pick up the ring. So you need a cool head. So Vasudeva teaches us how to patiently deal with terrible situations. In Bhagavatam, I am just quoting a couple of examples today. There are hundreds and hundreds of cases in Bhagavatam like this. So my humble request to all of you, there is a Bhadra Purnima coming now. Very soon, we are having it on 23rd September, correct? 23rd September. All over the world, ISKCON is going to distribute 1 lakh Bhagavatam sets. That is the target we have made this year. So we request any of you sitting here, if you don't have a Bhagavatam set, you are really missing something in your life, I can tell you. Really missing. You may have a copy of Bhagavad Gita with you, but if you don't have Bhagavatam with you, you can show. So the Bhagavatam has 18 volumes like this, and it is available in multiple languages. Like this, 18 volumes like this, and in Hindi, in English, in Tamil, in Telugu, in Gujarati, multiple languages. So my humble request to you, you might not have, many of you might have watched, how many of you watched this Mahavatar Narsimha movie? Correct, no? And that is from Bhagavatam only. If you read in Bhagavatam, you'll enjoy it even more. So Dhruva Charitra, Prahalad Charitra, Samudra Manthan, Gajendra Moksha, and Lakshmi Narayan Leela, and Sitaram Leela, Radha Krishna Leela, all this you will read in Bhagavatam. Many more, Matsya Kurma, Varaha Narsimha, all of them you will get. Nowadays many AI movies are coming, but they give very little information. But if you read in Bhagavatam, you get in great detail. Plus, Bhagavatam will teach you many life tools, how to live in this world, and how to learn to love God and love all, as I told you in the beginning.
స్టార్ వి భక్తి టీవీని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి, లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి.